April 15, 1912, 2:20 a.m. This pocket watch stopped ticking at that exact moment. Not because its spring broke. Not because it was poorly made. It stopped because the greatest ship ever built was sinking into the freezing Atlantic Ocean. And the man holding it was fighting for his life. His name was Oscar Woody, a 44-year-old postman from Virginia, traveling second class with dreams of visiting his sister in England. Oscar wasn't wealthy. This watch, a simple brass timepiece, was his most valuable possession. A gift from his father. Engraved on the back, "Time waits for no man." He wound it every morning at breakfast. Checked it before every mail delivery. It had never failed him. Until that night. April 14th, 11:40 p.m. Oscar was already in bed when he felt it, a strange shudder through the ship's hull. Not violent. Almost. Gentle. He checked his watch. 11:40 exactly. Probably just the engines, he thought. But 15 minutes later, stewards were knocking on doors. "Put on your life jackets. Calmly proceed to the boat deck." Oscar grabbed his coat, slipped his watch into his vest pocket, and stepped into the corridor. The ship's clock read 12:05 a.m. He had 2 hours and 15 minutes left. By 1:30 a.m., the boat was underwater. Lifeboats were launching half-empty. Women and children first, but Oscar was a second-class passenger. His section was still locked below deck. He pushed through the crowd, up the stairs, past the grand staircase now tilting at an impossible angle. At 2:05 a.m., he reached the boat deck. The last lifeboat was gone. He checked his watch one final time. 2:05 a.m. 15 minutes until the end. The ship's stern began rising out of the water. People were sliding down the deck, screaming, praying. Oscar clutched his watch, thought of his father, and jumped. 28 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the temperature of the North Atlantic in April. Your body goes into shock in 60 seconds. You lose consciousness in 15 minutes. You die in 30. Oscar hit the water at 2:18 a.m. The cold was a knife through his chest. He couldn't breathe, couldn't think. But he could still feel the watch in his vest pocket, pressed against his heart. At 2:20 a.m., the Titanic's stern slipped beneath the waves. The suction pulled Oscar under. Water flooded his lungs, his pockets, his watch. And the watch stopped. But Oscar didn't. 2 hours later, the Carpathia arrived. Oscar was pulled from a lifeboat, hypothermic, barely conscious, but alive. When he finally warmed up, he reached into his vest pocket. The watch was waterlogged, corroded, frozen at 2:20 a.m. But it had kept him company through the longest night of his life. Today, that watch sits in a maritime museum in Virginia. Still stopped at 2:20 a.m. Still carrying salt stains from the Atlantic. Oscar Woody lived another 47 years. He never wore another watch. Because some objects don't just tell time. They tell survival stories.